Alright, we finally got some Dragon Ball news to share. Are we going to be discussing about the new upcoming movie or maybe the new series in the works? Well, not entirely, but let's talk about it. So we got an interview recently with Toyotaro, and if you don't know who that is, he's the manga artist for Dragon Ball Super. So instead of having Akira Toriyama drawing and doing all the legwork, he decided to hire Toyotaro to take over the manga. Originally, the manga was following the same story as the anime, and it was actually behind the anime, which is usually the opposite, as the anime usually borrows from the manga. But in this case, they were going out roughly at the same time, so Toriyama would give Toyotaro story cues to follow, but also give him the freedom to fill in the gaps. So now that the anime has been over and the movie has already happened, the manga has continued, and we are on a new arc called the Galactic Patrol Prison Arc. And if you haven't been watching my reviews, then I highly recommend checking them out, because this might be one of the best arcs in Dragon Ball that we have had in a very, very long time. So now let's dive into the interview, which is in Japanese, but I will be going over the translated points provided by Cypher. Toyotaro describes the planning of the arc as cooperative with Toriyama and attributes some of the yet to be revealed plans regarding a new character secret to Toriyama. Since Jacko uses a bit of a classical alien design, Toyotaro wanted to give Miras a somewhat retro look as well. He thought the silver colored bowl cut might help invoke that. Also, since he wanted him to be popular, he opted to make him a bit of a pretty boy. Differently structured ears are a traditional way to let alien designs stand apart, but since the Galactic Patrol cover their ears with the communication devices, he opted to make the nose a bit sharper instead. Although Jacko is actually naked under his jacket, he clarifies that Miras is actually wearing a suit, and the lines on the suit are meant to invoke the look of a tracksuit and make the design feel a bit more old-fashioned. He wanted Moro to feel completely evil, just like King Piccolo, who you could look at and instantly feel he has to be defeated. He didn't want to leave the feeling that this was a villain who might end up becoming an ally afterward. To accomplish this, he based Moro's design off of a Western-style demons and gave him a cloak in the style of a Grim Reaper. The horns on Moro are the most difficult part for him to draw. Even though he designed Moro himself, he kind of regrets that one element. He was having trouble getting Moro's horns exactly right without a reference, so he went in search of a physical goat figure to work off of, but couldn't find one that met his needs. Eventually, he wound up adding to a goat figure horns himself with putty to create his own. He was asked if there are any characters he wants readers to pay special attention to, and he pointed to the variants of the Yadratians. Since there are two separate designs in previous material, one which debuted in the anime and a cuter one designed by Toriyama a while back, he was at a loss for which to include, so he ended up deciding on both. There are many different races on Earth. He figured it shouldn't be an issue to have different variations of one species on Yadrat as well. So he continues the interview diving more into his work setup and also shows off his collection of Dragon Ball figures, including his collection of manga volumes on his shelves. It's cool to see this because it shows he is just as much of a fan of Dragon Ball as we are, and he's simply living his dream right now, getting to literally create stories for Dragon Ball. I'm hoping going forward he will allow the other Z fighters to progress and get time to shine, but overall he's been doing a fantastic job this arc, and I'm looking forward to chapter 55, which will be dropping on December 20th, and I'll definitely be doing a review for that as well. I hope you all enjoyed this interview, and if you enjoyed this, hit that subscribe button, consider sharing my videos with people, it truly helps me a lot, and I'm really grateful for everyone who helps out. So that's it for today, I'll see you all in the next one.